just hearing you say that if you keep doing the same thing, it's not working, and you expect different results. It's like, come on,
really? Talking about, I guess, key matchups. One, I would go with Xcal was, you know, he surprised everybody by picking and using Lei Fang this tournament. I suspected that might have had something to do with the fact that looking at how Elliot had the parry game similar, and then she had the parry game, but it seems like she gets more of a benefit off of it. You think it was a logical choice for him to go with her? Because like he put you in the losers bracket by using her at first, but then once you came back out, it was totally a different story.
I mean, I'll touch on that on why I feel, you know, he wasn't as strong, like say when we first played, like our first top 8 match. But no, I definitely understand why he picked her because, you know, aside from all the dumb stuff that she has, this is just a little personal bit of advice from me to some of you DOA players. Use her. She is so stupid in so many ways, and it's like you'll only see like maybe what 2, 3 people play her online. This character has got crushes everywhere. She's got parries, she's got sabakis, she's got like guarantees everywhere. She's got offensive holds, she's got grappler, speed, neutral throw. This character is basically like got everything you can want. She's got force text, she's got OT game, you know, like she's got everything you can want, and it's like you barely see her. So now when Excali picks her, I completely understand why. Christy's a whole bunch of jabs, you know, and mid punches. She's a lot of punches. A character like Lei Fang, who's got a sabaki, anytime I start a string with Christy, he can basically just throw out a sabaki and stop me in my tracks. So I completely understand the choice behind picking her. And then not only that, she's also a character that has expert holds, and her expert holds hurt. Like if she gets you on one of those, you know, advanced holds, you're looking at a good 1/3 of your life gone instantly. So I completely understand the choice behind him picking her. It was to stop me, stop my offense in his tracks. And then not only that, it was maybe just tossing out a different character to maybe, you know, switch me up. That's the number one thing I think if you do to somebody. If you pull out a character that nobody knows you had in your arsenal, it makes you scared because it's like, okay, what do I expect? What are they gonna put on the screen with this character? So I actually really, you know, like the idea of them pulling out a character like Lei Fang because she's one that you don't see much. The only player that I know that plays her is Blackie, and I mean he does fantastic with her. Like I don't know, you know, were you watching his match versus Excali yesterday? The Elliot versus Lei Fang match?
I think I was. Let me think. Yeah, I might have actually commented that. I'm sorry, man. It's been a long day. I'll have to go back.
Cool.
But yeah, I think I might have remembered that either. I might have been commenting, but I might have been watching from the side. I can't go back through. But like, it looked like it was.
That was by far like my favorite match, like all day Saturday, because it's like that's a matchup for one. You never see that because it's like who the heck plays Elliot for one, and then two it's like who the heck plays Lei Fang offline. So it's like, you know, to see a matchup like that and to see both of them, you know, showing such complete control over their characters, it was really awesome. So to see, you know, a top player bringing in a character that doesn't receive much spotlight, that in my opinion, Lei Fang is top tier, like in this game.
Would you put her in top 3?
Yeah, I really would. Like, I really feel maybe not. See, me and picking.
Let's go top 5.
Yeah, I put her in top 5. I was about to say the top 3 is like a toss-up. There's no clear-cut answer. But I would definitely put her in top 5 because she's got so many good tools that I feel like not enough people utilize. Now I don't know if it's because she's such a defensive-based character. You can rush down with her, but it's like she relies heavily on defense, you know, like parries, sabakis, and all that stuff.
Making good reads.
And in a game like DOA where 80% of the community would rather hit buttons instead of make reads, you know, I can see why she doesn't get used that much. So in the case of Excali, I really like that he put her on the screen because, you know, it did catch me off guard a little bit. And, you know, you saw he beat me the first game in the top 8, and then I came back and beat him. And, you know, it was going pretty even. But when that danger zone came and it was like all logic just went out the window, like I'm not gonna lie, I freaked. As soon as I saw danger zone, I was like, my first thought was, oh my god.
We were hyped because like we were just talking for a second and all of a sudden danger zone pops up. It's like we've been waiting for this and it's like, you know, top 8. X-Cal,
And then X-Cal
Kwiggle,
versus me,
it was
exactly.
just like, yes,
The first thing that popped into my mind, I was like, oh my god, I can't get touched, because I was like, if I get stunned and he launches me instantly or he grabs me, it's like all of her throws end up, and it's like you must tech now. And you know, like Fang, she's the type of character, if you tech up off of her throws, she's at advantage, so she can basically do whatever she wants. And so basically I legit freaked, I got scared, because as soon as he would stun me, I was like, oh my god, no. And I was like panic countering, and I'm like, there was no such thing as slow escaping. Like, but I mean, it was fun. I definitely enjoyed the fight. But clearly, as you saw later, you know, when I came back, I think what helped me get the edge over him was after my brother had beat him, like you could clearly see in our fight, like whatever momentum he had from the fight with Sonic, like it was gone. It was almost like he spent all of his, I guess, energy trying to beat him. So basically by the time he got to me, not only was I ready to pay you back for that loss that you did me earlier, but it's like I've adapted. And then now on top of that, it's like you seem mentally drained. So it's like basically he had like 3 things working against him. So and the results spoke for themselves. And my little brother, of course, I mean, I love fighting him. It was kind of funny. I remember I was reading somewhere online. Somebody said they saw that, oh, Kwiggle and Sonic, they're in grand finals together. Oh, this is gonna be boring. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how on earth do you look at me and my brother and see that we're about to fight and think that this is gonna be boring? I mean, yeah, I'm the top guy right now. My little brother, he's one of the best players in the community, if you ask me, like hands down, just on reaction time. Like, he always puts something on the screen, basically, that wows the crowd.
And in general, he's like in the fighting game community.
Everybody
he's
knows
strong.
Him. It's like he is one of the strongest players in like several games. He won like 4 games here today.
Yeah, he did.
And it's like, for some people to see him come on the screen, you know, like me and him are in the grand finals, it's like, I don't even understand how anybody can say, wow, this is about to be boring. Now, I understand before some people that used to say it was because of the whole Christie mirror thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, where else do you see that at? I'm like, nobody else uses Christie besides me, him, and Ethan. So I'm like, okay, I can understand that first because basically on the characters me and him used were Christie and Rachel basically, so it was either or. You guys were either going to see Christie, Rachel, or Christie, but it's like neither one of us like that matchup, so we're naturally going to go Christie. But now it's like, now it's to the point where we both use so many different characters. Why would you guys even think, you know, that it's going to be a boring grand finals? I've got Lisa, Kasumi, Rachel, Christie, and now I'm planning on adding Hanoka in Phase 4, and possibly Nayuteki. I've actually really taken interest in her. And my little brother plays Rachel, Christie, Mary, and soon to be Hanoka. So it's like, I'm sorry, the stuff that he puts on the screen with Mary and Rachel, it's like you don't see anybody do. And so for the DOA community, or not the whole community, you know, just some players in general, see me and him get on the screen together and say, oh, this is about to be boring. I just don't understand that concept whatsoever. Like, I don't know about you, I've never thought I've had a boring match with him, period. Our fights are always like this. And it's like, once one of us gets the momentum flowing, it's like, man.
I think the general perception has changed more so now that, like, you guys started, you know, opening up both your rosters of characters, and then now we're seeing more. Because, like I said, the mirror at first, it wasn't bad, but then, to me, personally, like, it just kind of, like, I've seen this before, like, you know, nothing against you, it was just, I had already seen this type of thing before, and, like, I'm gonna say, like, I don't like your character. So, I think that was probably part of it, you know, like.
True, yeah. But at the same time, it doesn't mean, oh, this is about to be boring. You know, you could not like a character and still like, for example, Alpha. I can't stand her. Stupid character.
Yeah.
Stupid Excalibur doesn't her. I hate her. Stupid.
Yeah, well, see, I'll put Alpha in that same situation, because, like, let's go back to TFC when him, X-Cal, and Lapido did the Alpha mirror.
It was actually really entertaining to me. Like, I know most of the time people, they'll say they don't like mirror matches, and especially when it comes to characters that they don't like, they like them even less. But I'm sorry, I'm like, when you see people using characters in such a way where it's like, wow, what's about to happen? Who's going to get the first gun? Who's going to do what? it's like that stuff is really exciting to me. So I just don't understand how people can say they don't like games.
And I think more so now since the community's like growing in a sense, like players are evolving. You know, they're working their ways up, trying to get better. They're getting a better understanding and grasp of characters. For instance, Alpha in particular, there was a period way back when like people said this character should be banned because XXXX reason. Like, you know, DOA vanilla, 5 vanilla, like you had to unlock her, like, you know, I figure it was like 300 titles, and like nobody's like, oh, I don't got time for that. I don't want to let the characters. Then Ultimate came around, she was rebalanced. What you call it? Tournament mode was not tournament, but exhibition mode was added to the game, so that way like she was made playable, and everybody like the characters all from the start were just on the map, and people could now start looking at, all right, what's her advantage, what's her disadvantage, and clearly like in the matchup where Alpha was on the screen and your brother was playing Marie Rose, there were situations where even I forgot about where like he pushed X-Cal against the wall, and then with Murray he backed away because he was expecting the teleport, and it was like, oh, like, you know, because like me, I still play the game, but like that character like rarely comes up, and the only person I really worry about like that character in their hands is someone like, say, X-Cal, Lapido, and so forth. Like, you know, like other than that, I know her general weaknesses, but like,
it's
you
like
know,
it's the player you fear.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I'm saying when it goes back to, you know, when people say they don't like certain characters, it's like there are only so many people that specialize in certain characters. Like, you know how people, they'll say they hate Helena, they hate Chrissy, they hate Genfu, they're tired of seeing them at the top. There's only so many people that play those characters. It's like you got me, my brother, and E-Man with Chrissy. You've got Excali and E-Man with Helena. You've got Sweet Revenge with Genfu. We are the only players that play those characters. So by basically people saying they're tired of seeing those characters at the top, you're essentially saying you're tired of seeing us at the top. And so to me, like I said, once again, come offline and do something about it.
Well said.
You know, stop saying that, oh, I can't beat this character, I can't beat that character, this character's OP. No, it's the player behind the character, utilizing what the character has. So that's why I feel there's only so many people that use certain characters. So I'm tired of hearing all this, oh, I'm tired of seeing this character, I'm tired of seeing that. No, y'all are tired of seeing us win.
Yeah, and generally it seems like the spectators were expecting us, the players that were coming out to these events, like to come up with the tech and whatnot, where a lot of us at times were still trying to understand and grasp this, you know, the way the system plays, our own characters. So it's like we haven't quite mastered our characters yet. But, you know, you're going to sit in the, you know, the chair at home on the stream looking at this and assume that, you know, we've got all the answers when we don't. We have lives as well, too. And it's like, I can only devote so much time to this game. Hence, case in point, like, I've only got 2 characters I would even consider in my roster. That's Ayane and Mila. I mean, I mess around with Phase 4 a little bit, but it's nowhere near the level I would say to put her on a tournament match. And yeah, generally just that. Like, if someone's got the tech, like you're saying, then come, you know, do your research, come out, show us if your stuff works.
Yeah. And, man, I guess I would just have to say, like, I guess in wrapping it up here, because I want it to run too long.
I have, well, sorry, before you finish up then, I have one last question. What would you say to players that, like we discussed talking about what they should do, you know, about you being a top and whatnot, but generally, like, players that are coming out for the first time or even thinking about coming out for the first time, what advice would you give them? You know, maybe if they want to show up for final round, join the, you know, the battle royal circuit, what words of encouragement can you give for a new player coming out to try their hand at DOA5?
Well, I mean, I would definitely, you know, say some stuff that I've said before. I mean, there's nothing like coming out to an offline tournament. I mean, it's just the environment is so different. There's so much to experience coming out to a DOA tournament. And I was talking with Slybash earlier. You know, he's such an active member of the community. And he's like, a big thing for a lot of the DOA players is like their main reason for not coming offline is they're afraid they're not gonna win. You know, they're like, if I don't have a hope of winning, I don't want to go. And to me, in my mind, that's kind of stupid because, you know, why would you pass up such a great opportunity, you know, because you're afraid you're not going to win? I'm afraid I'm not gonna win sometimes. I mean, yeah, I win a lot, but I'm like, the possibility of me losing is still there, you know? Like, I'm never gonna turn around and say I'm not gonna go out to this event because I might not win. And Sly Bass, he had mentioned that earlier, you know, he's like, he has no, I'm not gonna say no hope, because, you know, I mean, he wants to keep adapting and getting better, you know, like learning more. But he was gonna say, like, you know, he doesn't think when he comes to a tournament, oh, I'm gonna take out, you know, the top 3 players. But what he likes to do is come out and say, okay, I can beat most of the players, and I'm gonna put on a damn good show, or I'm gonna try my best when I'm fighting the top players. So my advice to the players that want to come out is, you know, don't necessarily come out to the tournament expecting to win, because it's like, to be perfectly honest, I mean, it's 50-50. You can either win your match or you're gonna lose. If you're that afraid of losing, you know, when you come out to the tournament, I don't think you should be playing fighting games whatsoever. If you're really that afraid of losing, then you're in the wrong field of gaming. But not only that, I would say, you know, we're a really helpful community offline. There are a lot of great guys, because there aren't really that many girls, but there are a lot of great guys here in the community where it's like, we're not gonna bite. Like, if you come offline and you ask for help, like, if you just chill and play with us, watch us play, want to talk about characters, there are so many people here that are willing to help, and it's like, it just seems like people don't want to take the chance and come offline. I don't know for what reason. I know some people, they talk about the funds, you know, being an issue, or maybe, you know, they're too young, they can't go out without parents' permission, like, something like that I can understand. But the one thing that I can't stand is when one person will say something, I feel like, in the community, and it's like, everybody in the community kind of jumps behind that one reason as to why they can't come, and it starts to get kind of annoying, you know, hearing repeatedly the entire community can't make it out all because of 2 or 3 people said, oh, I can't come out because of these few reasons. Then everybody turns around and suddenly says, oh yeah, I can't come out because this, I can't come out because that, you know? It's almost like you guys are looking for reasons to not come out instead of coming out. So it's just a really, really great experience coming out. There are a lot of things that you guys can learn. And I just really feel like it's a great opportunity for people to learn more about the game. If you want to get better, this is definitely one way to do it. If you want to enjoy, you know, the lag-free environment that DOA has to offer, tournaments. You want to meet the creator of your game, Tom Lee, talk to him about stuff, perfect place to do it. So, I mean, there's just a lot of reasons that I can't even name on the camera to come up. I mean, say on camera why you should come out. Like, there are seriously things you just have to be here to experience, and no matter what anybody says, you'll never get the experience by talking, hearing about it, or watching a tournament. You know, people seem to understand, yeah, the tournaments, they get streamed and they're fun and all, but it's like there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes besides the tournament that's being streamed for, you know, 3-4 hours or whatever. There's just no comparing it to anything. Like, I can't sit here and explain enough what it's like to come offline and just be with the community. So my advice to players would be, like, just try it out, you know? Even if you can't make it out to every tournament, there's so many tournaments that you guys can make it out to during the year. There's so many lined up. Whichever one is most convenient for you, save up, make it out there, you know, let us know that you're doing it. Tell us you're new, this is your first time offline, and we'll take care of you guys.
All right. Okay. Any final shout-outs, last words?
Just wanted to, I guess, shout out a couple of my friends, you know. Shout out to Lopito, definitely, because, you know, he had high hopes for me, you know, and basically was forcing me to win this tournament or I'd suffer the consequences. My buddy E-Man, of course, you know, because that's the bud right there. Crazy Steady, you already know why I'm shouting you out. And, you know, just anybody else that was watching and supporting me, and to all the people that wanted to see me lose, sorry to disappoint.
All right, thanks, MC Kwiggle.
All right, guys, catch y'all later.